Good morning, dear students. Uh, Today we are just going to start about the topic of inter-adjective architecture and pen details. Till that we have discussed regarding the basics of the microprocessor. What is microprocessor? It's one length, various fundamentals of the microprocessors, like the buses, like the memories, hardware, software, firmware, many things we have discussed, including the CPU, its basic sections of the CPU, everything is been discussed. So now the time has come to discuss in detail about a specific type of microprocessor. Like for example, we will go for the 8085. In 8085, we have to discuss with the silent features, means how we can recognize about this microprocessors. Few points are there which is required to understand. After that we can able to learn detail about this microprocessor. So after suitable discussion of the silent features, we will discuss the architecture. Architecture means the basic building block of a microprocessor. It is to be discussed in detail. And after architecture, pin configuration is an important part. In pin configuration, the pin, which pin is useful for which purpose, is to be discussed in detail, including the how many pins, each pin's requirements, its utilizations, how it is used, and for which purpose it is to be discussed. Later on also we will discuss, in the forthcoming classes, we will discuss the instruction set followed with the programming and the interfacing part. So that is there in the forthcoming classes. For today's class, as per plan, we have to discuss about the 8085 architecture. So it is the 8085 practical architecture diagram. So before going to architecture discussion, first let me few points regarding the architecture. Because the architecture of a microprocessor is the basic building block, no doubt. But first let me tell you, this 8085 microprocessor is a 8-bit microprocessor with having 40 pins IC package, dual inline package, DIP manner. 8-bit microprocessor means what? What you are understanding? The 8-bit microprocessor means at a time it can access 8 bit of data at a time. Work out 8 bit of data at a time. 8 bit means the consecutive 8 bits are there in form of 1 and 0. So then a question obviously used to arise in our students' mind. Ki, sir, if 16 bit of data will be there, then what we will do? It will obvious. It can work out with 2 hops. At a specific hop, it can work with 8 bit of data. After completing the work related to that lower 8 bit, it will just switch to the upper hop. So it's not a big issue. But at a time, it can work out 8 bit of data for its function. Thereafter, I have told you it is having 40 pin IC package. 40 pin IC package means, as we will discuss in later part of today's class, a number of pins are there. Pin diagrams are there, I will show you. Some total 40 pins are there. 20 pins to be there at one side of the IC. Basically, these are found available in the IC one. 20 pins are there available on one side. In another side, the rest 20 pins are there. Total 40 pins are there. And it requires only 1 plus 5 volt power supply for its function, with having 80 basic instructions associated for its operation, with followed by 246 opcodes. This microprocessor works at a speed of 3 megahertz. Basically, it's a primary microprocessor, very fast microprocessor. At the very beginning part of the microprocessor evolution, it was found to be available with us. It was working with a 3 megahertz speed. The clock cycle is in the order of 320 nanoseconds. And basically it is designed in NMOS technologies. And if you will go to the architecture part, you will see now 3 basic sections are available in this microprocessor. One is the arithmetic logic unit part. Second section is the timing and control unit. And the third part is the set of registers. So for that sake, I have to go to the next diagram. So I have written everything, whatever they are available in the architecture, that accumulator. You all will see in the diagram, accumulator, the arithmetic logic unit, general purpose register will be there in the diagram, along with the program counter, stack pointer, flag, etc. Whatever been written here will be elaborated in detail. These are the program counter, stack pointer, temporary register, flags, everything will be discussed in detail, followed by the timing control unit, address bus, data bus, its utilizations, everything will be discussed next. Let's comfort discussing with the help of the diagram. So this is the basic diagram, architecture diagram of Intel 8085. As I have told you, this architecture of Intel 8085 is consisting of 3 basic sections one section is here, that is arithmetic and logic unit. No doubt this part is ALU, some supporting blocks are there. So this total part is arithmetic logic unit. No doubt this block is written timing and control. So this total section is the timing and control unit. And this part is the set of registers. Set of registers means register means the storage element in a microprocessor. Set of registers are there, various type of registers are there, which supporting elements are there for the completion of a architecture type. If I will go on discussing about the arithmetic logic unit, what is its name saying? The ALU. Full form of ALU is arithmetic logic unit. Means this unit or this section is sole responsible for any types of arithmetical and logical operations. Arithmetical logical operation means arithmetic means addition, subtraction, but not multiplication, division directly available with this type of microprocessor. After 8086 microprocessor onward, the multiplication and divisions are directly functioning in the microprocessor. But in this microprocessor, the multiplication and divisions are functioning, but in multi-iterative steps of addition and subtractions. So directly no such amiable DIV instructions are to be available. Instead of so, addition and subtractions are directly available in this type of microprocessor. And what is logical operation, sir? What is logical operation? What is logical operation? Now logical operation means logical AND, logical OR, logical exclusive OR, etc. etc. Those you people have been discussing in your digital part. Those logical operations can also be accomplished by this arithmetic logic unit. Then if I go to the supporting element of this ALU, you will see one accumulator is there, which written part is 8. Means it's an 8-bit element. Another temp register is there, it is also written by 8. Means it is also 8-bit element. Element, why I am saying element? Because those are available in the register sections. Those are coming under the register cell. I will be discussed within the register section in detail about the accumulator, temp register. Because these are the registers, 8-bit register, temporal register, then flag register, 8-bit flag register is there. So these registers will be discussed within this register section, but these registers are a supporting part of this ALU unit. But the basic function of the arithmetic logic unit is for the arithmetical and logical operation, functioning of the arithmetical and logical operations. And if I am just switching to this part, no doubt I will discuss all the pins, I am just making you a brief regarding the various sections available. If I am just switching my discussion to the arithmetic logic, timing and control unit, you will see this part of the unit is responsible for the generations of the timing and control signals. What are the timing and control signal? Now, if people are, for example, I will just give you a fundamental example. For example, you people have watched. Do you have watched the cricket match? In the cricket match, when the bowler is throwing the ball, at the same time, if the batsman is just showing his bat, the ball may go beyond the boundary, or just giving a 6. Or if it is going beyond the boundary in a slowing manner, it just give you the 4. Means at the same time when the ball is coming, at that time only if the batsman is swinging his bat or his bat, then just it is going out the boundary. So that says the timing. At the perfect time, which is to be done, what is to be done is to verify in another time. So in this microprocessor also, at which time the addition is to be done, at which time the AND operation is to be done, that is to be decided by the microprocessor itself. On according to its decision, this timing unit is generating the timing control signals, timing and control signals to control the overall operation of the functions of the microprocessor. So basically, the timing and control unit is just controlling the overall operation of the microprocessor, without which it may create some confusions of the microprocessor functioning. So many pins are there. I will be in detail one by one in the pin configuration part. But this part of the unit is fully responsible for generations of the timing and control signals. Those are responsible for any types of the arithmetical, logical operation, etc. etc. If I am going for this part, register, various type of registers are there. So if I am just going to discuss about the register, first register is the accumulator register. It is having one single 8-bit accumulator register, which is associated with the ALU unit. What is its function? Now, accumulator register is 8-bit register. What is its main function? Now, it is basically this one. It is basically useful for the holding of the first operand during an arithmetic or logical operations. Second operand is to find out by the microprocessor. After finding the second operand, the processor will execute on according to the timing and control signal and can generate the result. So before execution, the first operand or the first data is to be occupied by the accumulator. Thereafter, the second operand to find out, the second operand may be available in the memory or may be available in the general purpose register. After finding the second operand, the microprocessor can execute as per the requirement and can find out the result, and that result will be automatically held by the accumulator again. So do you all of you understood what is the functioning of the accumulator? The accumulator is basically responsible to hold the first operand of the microprocessor during operation. Second operand is to find out from the general purpose register or from the memories. After getting the second operand, as per the requirement, processor will execute. After execution, the result to be occupied by the accumulator again. So it's an important part, important register in microprocessor. So obviously another question may arise in your mind, sir. No doubt you have started the discussion of the register. So what exactly a register? What is its construction? How it is found out? Now basically a register is a combination of set of flip-flops. Do you all know a flip-flop can able to store 1 bit of data at a time? So if 8 number of flip-flops can be set aside or designed side by side, that creates a 8-bit register. Or if 16 numbers of flip-flops can set aside or adjusted side by side, that creation of a 16-bit register. So basically what register? Register is a storage element. Depending upon the design, it can store that amount of bit of data. So it is a 8-bit. It is written as a 8-bit. Means this accumulator is a 8-bit register. Why it is so? Because as we know, it's a 8-bit microprocessor. Its data handling capacity is 8-bit. So as first data or first operand to be held by the accumulator, it can hold 8 bit of data at a time. So accumulator size will be 8-bit. It varies from processor to processor. When people will switch for the discussion by 8086 microprocessor, at that time you will see, I will tell you that 8086 microprocessor is having 16-bit accumulator register. So this is an important register. Then thereafter, if I will go for this part of register, it is having 6 number of B register, C register, D register, E register, H register, L. 6 numbers of general purpose registers are there available. Those are also 8-bit register. It is also mentioned here, 8-bit, everything is mentioned in the diagram. So register B, C, D, E, H, L, total 6 number of general purpose registers are there. So what is its utilization? Now during the operation of the microprocessor, they can able to hold the data, normal data. They can able to hold the intermediate result, etc., etc. And final result may also hold if it is required by the microprocessor. But sometimes it is found that the 16-bit result will come. So how it will be occupied by this register? Because those are having size in 8-bit long. At that time, what is the situation is there? Now the B register can able to pair with the C register. The feasibility is given during the design. Thus D register is can be paired with the E register. The H register can be paired with the L register. So on accordingly, 3 valid pairs are available in 8085 microprocessor: BC pair, DE pair, and HL pair. And BC pair can occupy 60-bit of result. DE pair can occupy 60-bit of result. HL pair can also occupy 60-bit of result. Along with the HL pair is allotted a special operation. What is the special operation? Now it can be useful as a memory pointer. Memory pointer, you are understanding? I think you people have gone through in the C language and C++. Memory pointer, for example, what is your name? Subhasri. So now you are available in this classroom number 229. So someone is asking for you. So for example, he is in the main gate of our college. So first the security, what he will do? Now he will just ask that person to come to the reception, and in the reception, when receptionist is there, the receptionist can identify that this Subhasri is available in which room. Then after finding this the address of this room, he or she can identify the address to the stranger person. Then that stranger person can come to in front of our class and can identify you or call you to outside for their purpose. So in this example, what I am going to share with you, now that receptionist is working as a memory pointer of this. For example, we will assume this is a memory. So in this memory you have that data. someone is asking from at the main gate. At that time, the receptionist is working as a memory pointer of this memory. Without the receptionist, the stranger can't able to reach to you. So at that time, as the receptionist is working as a memory pointer or pointer, here in case also the HL pair is working the similar type of operation. Whenever you will go for the furthermore classes during programming, you will find out the HL pair is just occupying maximum times occupying the address of the location where the data is available or the where the result to be stored. So as the special operation is related to HL pair, so HL pair is playing a vital role in this functioning during the program. This HL pair. It is also having 8-bit H register, 8-bit L register. Those are the valid two registers are there with having a valid register pair HL pair. So after this discussion, you will find one program counter, one stack pointer, two 16-bit registers are there. Those are known as special purpose register. So what is program counter? Program counter. Now program counter is basically showing the path where you have to switch, where you have to go. Program counter. For example, one old person is coming to our main gate. Old person, and he is asking to Mr. X कि how I can reach Bhubaneswar. And also at that time, with some distance, Mr. Y is available. And he is also asking to Mr. Y. Mr. X may show him the path here through this shortcut path to reach the Gangapada, to reach Bhubaneswar smoothly. Mr. Y may also give you the path through the way in the Pitapalli square. So depending upon the person, he can reach the Bhubaneswar, his destination. So if he is depending upon the Mr. X or Mr. Y, if you will go on according to Mr. X, means on according to the direction given by Mr. X. So Mr. X can pointing the destination address with a shortcut path. That means the old person can reach their location. So at that time, he may be considered as a program counter in our case. Or Mr. Y can also consider as a program counter. So program counter can also hold a address. On according to the address, the processor has to move. During the execution in the program, in the forthcoming class after this discussion, the pin configuration, you will see within the program, you will utilize the program counter. During the loop change operations, and during the program counter application operations, you will see the program counter will show the path or show the address where the processor has to switch for its completion of the operations. So program counter basically holding the address. Then what is stack pointer? Now for the stack pointer, I have to show you what is the stack. The stack means, as you know, as we have discussed in the memory class, कि basically this microprocessor 8085 is having 64 kilobyte of memory, because as we have discussed the 2 to the power n formula, and in place of n, if I am employing the number of address lines 2 to the power 16, this will give rise a large number. If you subdivide, you will find out 64 kilobyte. The physical memory can be associated with Intel 8085 microprocessor, physical memory. And from that 65 kilobytes of physical memory, any part can be used to store any data, intermediate result, final result for our purpose, for temporary purpose. And in that part, how we can store in form of the slots. And each slot is occupied with the address. For example, this location is occupied with the 4100H location, H for hexadecimal. And this next location will be 4101H. Next location will be 4102H, 4103H, 4104H, 4105H. So every location is associated with the address. And these locations are available within this 64 kilobyte of physical memory. Any part of memory can be utilized as a stack. So what is stack? Stack word is coming from the word stock. In our colleges, like as a stock room is there. In the stock room, we may able to find the fan, the tube light, the AC, and when it is required by someone, he or she can access that from the stock. And as like the stock, physical stock available in our institution, in computer, the stack is also available. Stack is means bit of data can be stored in each locations, and each location is associated by address. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me increase up to 8 number of slots to make you understand better. It will be 4106H, 4107H, for example. So, for example, how the data are entered or how the data are exited from the stack. For example, I am having 1100, 1001H data is there available. How the data are entered exited by the process of LIFO principle, last in first out principle. Means that this data, if it is entering, first it is entering to the upper slots. So after entering this data, when I am going to enter this data will be pushed to this location, this will come into this position. In this way, if I am just entering one by one bit of data, so what you will see finally, this one will be coming to this position, this position, 0, 0, 1, then 0, 0, 1. In this one by one bit of data can be entered to the stack. And when the data required to be exit from the stack, last entered data can exit first, then this will be exit, it will be exit to the last bit of data. So this is the principle of entering and exiting of data from the stack. By the principle of the LIFO principle, we are saying, last in first out, the data which is entered at the last will exit first. But the question mark is, how it is associated with the stack pointer? As I have shown you there, the stack pointer. How it is associated with the word stack pointer? Stack pointer means, first you people have confirmed about the word stack. Stack pointer means how we can pointing out that the topmost element in the stack, is available in this location. How we can point out? Just now I have told you that this is a stack operation. By the principle of LIFO, the data is entering to the stack and data is exiting. But how we can find out the topmost data or the stack top is available in this location? Means this address which is occupied the stack top element is to be stored in the stack pointer. So the stack pointer is a 16-bit register, special purpose register, which is used to hold the address of the stack top element available in the stack. So this is a special purpose register. So we have completed the accumulator register, we have completed of the 6 general purpose register, the 2 special purpose register. Now I have to discuss about the temporary register, which is there available associated with the ALU. What is temporary register? Temp register. It's an 8-bit register basically. Temporary register. Temporary register means it is basically processor accessible. It is not user accessible. You are understanding? The processor can access that register when it requires something for its purpose. During execution, if it is required to store something temporarily, it can access the temp register. Otherwise, it is not user accessible basically. And here you will find out one instruction register is also there. That is also 8-bit register. That is also coming within the register set category. So what is instruction register? Now at the very beginning part of today's class, I have told you this processor 8085 is having 80 basic instructions with having 246 opcodes. Because these instructions are not available directly in the memory in the direct path. Or instead of so, it is just storing there in the coded form. That is operational code or machine codes or the opcodes. So on accordingly, total 246 number of opcodes are there. And when the execution is to be required, at that time what is exactly the scenario is there found. Now the opcode of an instruction which is available in the instruction memory, basically two types of memories are there. One is instruction memory and another is the data memory. Within the 64 kilobyte memory, 2 types of memories are there, instruction memory and data memory. In the instruction memory, instructions are being found in the form of opcodes. In the data memory, data are found, which is required to be applicable for the purpose of execution. So during execution, the instructions are to be accessed by the microprocessor or captured by the microprocessor or to found out by the microprocessor in the first step. Thereafter, it is to finding out the data. If data will be there along with the instruction, execution can be started. But the question mark is there, as I have told you, the instructions are not to be found out directly in the memory. Then what is to be done? Now the outputs are to be found out by the microprocessor. And the finding operation is known as the fetch operation. one fetch cycle is there. During this fetch cycle, processor can go to the memory. It can't go because it is not a physical human being as like us. It can move virtually. Okay, that virtual move will reach the microprocessor's memory. It can access the opcode as per our design. After finding the opcode, the process is being completed with having a operation name is in the fetch operation. When the fetch operation is being completed, the opcode of a specific instruction is now coming to the head of the microprocessor. Then question is there, where it will be occupied first at the very beginning part before execution. Now after fetching the opcode from the instruction memory, processor is just using that instruction register to store temporarily. Thereafter, after storing the instruction register, parallelly what will be going on? Now this instruction will be going on decoding in the decoding section before execution. The instruction will be decoded. Otherwise, how microprocessor will understand what is to be done? So within this block, the next block is the instruction which is now stored at the very beginning part after the fetch operation will be decoded in the instruction decoder section or machine cycle encoding. After decoding, instruction will come, the microprocessor will come to know what is to be done. But the process will not completed till the data will be not collected from the data memory or the general purpose register. So parallelly, during the decoding operations, the data will be collected. The data will be collected from the data memory or the general purpose register. When the instruction and data both are there in the microprocessor's interface, microprocessor can go for its execution to find out the result. And if it is the intermediate result, it may use the stack to store, or it may use the general purpose register to store, or if it is the final register, automatically the result will be stored in the accumulator first. Thereafter, it can be shifted as per the desired locations in the memory. So this is the normal procedure. So as I have told you, one instruction register is there. It is also important one. Without this register, how it is possible by the microprocessor to store the opcodes? Those are being fetched from the instruction memory, and how we can go for finding the final result. So it's the instruction register playing a vital role for the purpose of the instruction execution or the program execution. So one flag register is also there. So what is flag register? Now flag register is like this. Now flag register means basically in 8085 microprocessor, 5 status flags are there. In the forthcoming classes, when people will switch for the discussion of 8086 microprocessor, you will see along with status flag, you will find the control flags are there. So what is status flag? Now as till now we have been discussed within this microprocessor, one thing is going on, the processing operation or execution operation. After execution, what is being happened, how it will be shown to the outside world with the help of the status flags, and what is the outcomes are found, how it is to be shown to the outside world with the help of the status flag. But in the forthcoming classes, in the next microprocessor 8086, you will see control flags are also there, which is not there available in this primary microprocessor. Control flags is just controlling the operation, like the prepaid phone or the postpaid phone. You can compare. In the prepaid phone, first you have to pay for your service, then after you can avail the service. In the postpaid phone, first you have to use the service, then after you have to pay for that. It is just like the postpaid operations. Means you have to execute. After execution, what is going on there, it will be visible by the status flags. And in the forthcoming microprocessor, you will see the prepaid phone and postpaid phone approach are to be seen there. Means the control flags and the status flags operations both will be seen there. So let me tell you about the status flags availability and what are the status flags, what is its utilization. I will use one example.